We're rolling.
All right. So I'll start with the first get for the camera, your name, location.
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you?
So I am Ryan Luckner. I'm the Chief Executive Officer at Southern Orthopedic Surgeons. We're a orthopedic practice in Montgomery, Alabama. We have 11 physicians, 4 locations across central Alabama and the river region.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the improvement. You've been able to substantially improve your encounters per hour per code or metric. So how has White Plume helped you with this, sort of dramatic improvement in encounters per hour?
So White Plume has helped SOS improve encounters per hour to a tune of about 75%, primarily based on the data analytics that they provide. We get monthly reports back. We use those reports to drive production from our coding staff. It's also helped us make some process improvements that have really increased the number of charges we can get out in a day.
How have the people at White Plume been involved in that discussion to improve your productivity?
So the individuals at White Plume have really helped us try to, it really helped us push the envelope a little bit as far as using those data analytics to improve our processes and procedures in the office.
I'm going to ask the same kind of question different. So how, in your overall, how would you describe White Plume's impact to improve your revenue cycle?
So White Plume's impact to improve revenue cycle really started when ICD-9 moved to ICD-10. We've been with White Plume that long. We brought it in as a key function of SOS's continued desire to succeed. Knowing that transition was going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort, we really wanted to make sure that we had the tools and the team behind those tools in place to make sure that we were successful moving forward. As far as the continued success of the team, we have constant interaction with the people at White Plume. They are very critical in helping us make some of those revenue cycle decisions. Anything from helping us build rules or new rules to meet the new coding edits and such, to looking at some of the analytics in a deeper dive and making sure that we really understand what we're looking at.
You've recently gone through, or you're going through, or have gone through an EMR change. Why the insistence that you keep White Plume as a key partner?
So we're in the middle of an EMR conversion. We were very insistent upon keeping White Plume in some form or fashion. So we have decided to use the Excel Pass piece along with our Excel Smart. It still allows us to utilize the rules engines that are built in on the back end of the charges to get our claims out in a clean fashion. And the Excel Pass piece kind of allowed for that better integration with our new vendor, EMR vendor, excuse me.
Was part of your decision for keeping White Plume the faith in their their reliability, or they do what they say, or these guys try and say that, but what would you say? Would you say that one of your reasons to sort of insist on keeping White Plume as part of the revenue cycle process? Any comment on that?
So my insistence on keeping White Plume in our practice was primarily because of the people behind the product. Being able to have those one-on-one, very candid conversations with the support team at White Plume was one of the real critical elements in deciding to keep White Plume as we go through our conversion.
Okay. So we got it on 6 different ways.
He's a pro.
Very good. You've done really good. So, anything else, Matt? While you're thinking, I'm gonna look at your little chart here.
One of the things we've been trying to work with clients on recently is nobody needs another piece of software. You know, we got software coming out of our ears.
Sure.
And so we're trying to deliver on outcomes. You know, how does White Plume compare in not just trying to sell you software, but trying to make sure you get the full value out of it?
So, as far
And if we don't do a good job of it,
as
don't say that, you know. don't
no,
say that.
as far as selling the software or trying to sell the value of the software, I think White Plume does a very good job at making sure that they really hone in on what the value of the product is to a revenue cycle stream in a medical practice. You know, we all have software. We all have tons of software programs that have to interface back and forth. And White Plume has done a really good job of making sure that the technology is in the right place at the right time. So,
Yeah, if you know, one of the things we're trying to do with some of these videos is kind of put like almost like a kind of a reference vault for prospects,
Mhm.
right? So that they don't have to call you guys over and over again.
sure.
So what would you say if another like orthopedic practice CEO called you up and said, hey, I'm looking at White Plume, and you've got a 2-sentence response to them, what would you say?
I would say the keys to White Plume and the success that they bring SOS are really driven in the science that's behind the technology. It allows us to utilize rules and really hone in to make sure our claims get out the door fast. Number two, though, is the people behind the engineering and the really the support behind the technology as well. They're always responsive. They're always in tune with what's happening in a revenue cycle stream, and they're there to help. Whether it's with the technology or whether it's with a piece of the process that has nothing to do with White Plume itself. You know, they want to be helpful.
Thank you. We do want to be helpful.
One word that we've heard from others in this sort of interviewing process and collecting from all the different clients is that White Plume has been very proactive to try and help us hit our outcomes. So they know what the outcomes are. They're not passive. They're not just throwing it, but that very proactive. I don't know in your case. I know that we're talking about doing more and trying to do what we're branding that service where the more and more we're interactive as white glove.
That's what Shelly's talking about when she's trying to say like, hey, we can get that encounters per hour number up post-X scribe. That's what she's talking about.
Yeah, so we can, we've had people, our average improvement of people that we've done that are 700%, so huge improvements. But it's been around that sort of proactive focus on outcome, that involvement, like Stuart can't help himself, but how that sort of proactive style of focus on outcomes and really not paying attention to it's not about the software, it's about your outcomes.
Sure. So the outcomes that we get from White Plume's involvement in our processes and procedures have been very helpful to the revenue cycle stream. Getting that data back has been critical in changing our processes. We realized because of the data that we had a bigger picture problem that we needed to resolve. We were spending way too much time per encounter, really trying to hone in and using White Plume as that catalyst to try and drive the change that we needed. It did help us make a decision on which EMR vendor we were going to switch to, and their willingness to work with that vendor on the backside, as far as interfacing is concerned, will allow us in the future to continue to improve our outcomes, drive the revenue cycle to a better place compared to where we were a year ago, compared to where we were even 6 months ago. The team at White Plume has really tried to help us drive outcomes in our revenue cycle stream. So.
That was a great response. Anything else, Matt? You could use that one.
I mean, Ryan's a rock star.
That's really good, Ryan. Thank you. Anything else?
No, sir.
Before we go? Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you. All right, let's go.
Dude, if you